Hey, what's happening? It's Bill Smith, and today we're going to talk about the Thor actor named Isaac Kappy. By now you are aware that he was committed suicide, whatever you want to say. Here's the details of it. Supposedly he forced himself off of a bridge. There were two bystanders there, teenagers who saw him. He supposedly threw himself off of a bridge and then was ran over by a Ford truck. He died at the scene Monday morning. That was May 13th. News broke Tuesday the 14th. And if you want to get some more perspective, you should ask Owen Benjamin about the letter that he received from me on May 14th. And ask him, what does he think the implications of that might be? So this is just the details. I just want to move on from this. We're going to go over here. All right, so this is on thecount.com. Beerfest actor Isaac Kappy jumps to death off of Route 66 bridge in Arizona Monday. Talks about the movies he was in. We all know this links back to Tom Hanks, so we're going to pick it up there. But I want to point this out. Isaac Kappy didn't point out Tom Hanks. I know everybody went straight to that. Isaac Kappy pointed out Seth Green and Steven Spielberg. Bill Smith and Lift the Veil are the ones that went after Tom Hanks. And the only reason why Tom Hanks got involved in the QAnon conspiracy and they started writing articles about that is because I was covering QAnon and I covered Tom Hanks, and I was the only person that covered both of them. I just want to make that clear. This is what took me offline for a long time. All right? When that guy on the Mr. Rogers movie set got tossed off of that second-story balcony and they killed him on the set right after Tom Hanks was outed as a pedophile, I didn't want to talk about this anymore. You know, I was supposed to meet that sound engineer on the Mr. Rogers set. He was a friend of a friend. I have some contacts in West Hollywood. That's how I met the guy, or I was supposed to meet the guy. So yeah, where is Bill Smith? Bill Smith is fucking afraid of being suicided off of a bridge like Isaac Kappy via talking about this kind of stuff. So where is Bill Smith? Bill Smith was in hiding. That's where Bill Smith was. Anyway, I'm going to go over the details of this. It's been a lot for me to process because I'm honestly I'm slightly worried about my own personal safety. I thought I put some of this behind me. I didn't think this was going to happen, but Owen Benjamin knows otherwise. So it says that he died in this place called Belmont. It's an unincorporated community in Coconina County, Arizona. So we're going to take a look at that. This is the map. All right, now here's the interesting facts of the matter. Isaac Kappy was stationed here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where his mom lived. Albuquerque, New Mexico is also where the Breaking Bad film was filmed, and I think he had a minor cameo in that. Albuquerque, New Mexico is also where Tom Hanks is currently stationed and is shooting a movie. So I think what happened was Isaac Kappy was driving from Albuquerque, New Mexico to L.A., and this is the spot where he was intercepted. That's Belmont, and that's in Arizona. So all the good stuff, Tom Hanks and Isaac Kappy are in New Mexico. Isaac Kappy is dead here on his way back here. Get it? Was he wearing a red scarf? It's interesting that someone says this down here in these comments. This is on TMZ. TMZ is the one that demonized this guy once he came out and said some stuff, and they tried to make it look like he attacked Paris Jackson. So if you want to go back and look at my older videos, I talk about all this stuff. It was a character assassination, pure and simple. They did not want this guy going mainstream. Now, before he died, he posted something to his Instagram, and this is the something that he posted. I'm not going to read it. But basically, he kind of comes clean and says he's done some stuff that he's ashamed of and probably needs to be hung for. Pedophile stuff. That's kind of what I took out of it. It's post-dated, July 4th, 2019, Return of the King, Return to the Light. People say this is the JFK stuff. I don't know. I'm not taking a guess on that. I don't really care about it. But we're going to take a look about where he died. So this is the exact location where he died. This is Interstate 40. So we can skip back here, and it's going to tell you over here. Interstate 40. jumped off the Trans-Western Road Bridge onto Interstate 40 where he was struck by a Ford pickup truck, officials confirmed Tuesday morning. About 4 hours before Owen Benjamin found out in a live stream that, in fact, Isaac Kappy had been murdered or suicided. Same day, he got a Bill Smith letter. Imagine that. What does that mean? So this is it. And as you can see, there ain't a lot to this. So this is the exact bridge that he threw himself off of. And I'm going to show you up here what it looks like. See how that is right there? This bridge is only about 15 feet tall. Maybe 18, 20 at the top. It's not enough to... You can definitely get super hurt by jumping off this, but you're probably not going to die. So this is what happened. There's some disinformation that people said he did not die on Route 66, which is going to become important when we go look at Tom Hanks's recent tweets, which we will in a second. Give me a minute. But as you can see, he died in Belmont on this bridge that I'm showing you right here on historic Route 66, as per the map. All right, now I tagged an article against USA Today on Twitter, and I got them to remove something offline. I really didn't want my voice being on one of these mainstream news media broadcasts. I've been trying to get it taken offline for months, 9 months now. But this guy kind of put it all together. This happened during the time that this was breaking, so I released my previous video on July 26th, and within 4 days it went viral. And then he's under the gun for a lot of stuff. So I'll leave the link to this video. The important part is that this guy put together all the links for all the great stuff that was being talked about in the mainstream news at that time about Tom Hanks being outed as a pedophile. These are particularly crazy because it says conspiracy theorists hijack the YouTube search results for A-listers. There's an article that claims that me, Bill Smith, hacked into YouTube to change their search rankings because this was so embarrassing for YouTube and Tom Hanks in particular. And the fallout of this was the wall of blue check boxes. So if you're familiar with my work, you may remember this. You can go back. I think it's my second most popular video if you want to check my channel. Right at the top. Talks about a lot of this stuff. But if you go back and look through the videos I made at that time, it explains this in real time what was happening. I even talked about Ben Collins for a while, so you might find that stuff interesting. All right, now on to Tom Hanks, the man with one red shoe. This is where I stopped on that last video, so we're going to move on from here, and then I'm going to point out some really, really hardcore stuff that no one else has really picked up on yet. So we got into voting season. I told you this. I told you this in the video that they put on USA Today. Tom Hanks is part of the system. He's part of the system. He's a pivotal person. The timeline is this. On the 26th, I put out these videos, and it took 4 days to go viral, right? So here's this guy's video on July 31st talking about it. He's one of the first people to really, do a cover about this. That wasn't me or Lift the Veil, okay? A few days later, this pops up on Tom Hanks's Twitter feed. There is no hot water. Why is there no hot water? It's because you have a leak. Okay, which is why he posted a picture of a faucet on his Twitter account. Usually he likes to go after the shadowy man with a glove or a shoe, a child's glove or a shoe. The creepiest stuff you could ever imagine, man. There's something messed up with this guy. And that stuff he did on Saturday Night Live, Mr. David S. Pumpkins, really, really weirded me out. All right, so here we go here. Talks about John McCain. No finer son of America. Now, the weird thing is John McCain is a Republican, and Tom Hanks is a hardcore Democrat. Hardcore. So what's the point? Why would he call out and say thank you to John McCain? Then there's this picture, which creeped me the F out. But I'll glaze past all that because we've covered a lot of the stuff. Here's something talking about someone left something somewhere, and it had our stats on it. This reminded me of the sealed indictment list. It's not the same. It just reminded me of that, so don't hold me to that standard. I just want to point it out like where my line of thinking is. Here's his satanic witch coven leader wife, who he left his first wife for. They have a really, really messed up son. Imagine that. And then we get past it and we move on to some other weird stuff. So we'll go past here. Right here, I want to point this out. He posts this picture twice because of the shooting in Pittsburgh. But he never acknowledges the guy that he likely pushed off of that balcony during a break on the Mr. Rogers set. I'll do more videos about that. I don't have time to go into that. This guy just creeps me the F out, dude. I mean, he creeps me out bad. That David S. Pumpkin stuff threw me for a loop. All right, now check this out. Why does a person who runs this type of media post a picture twice? Don't blame the shoe when the sofa gets a ticket. Hanks. Five days later, Penny Marshall dies. Penny Marshall was the director on the Big movie. Remember, something big is about to drop? We got a bunch of Q posts right around the time this Tom Hanks stuff blew up. Again, ask Owen Benjamin about the letter that he received the day Isaac Kappy was issued out. His suicide was announced. And here's the picture again a month later. A little girl lost a shoe and that couch is going to get towed. You get it? They're in trouble. They had a leak a few months ago. Things are starting to heat up. They posted that picture twice to get people's attention. And now here we go. You ready for this? Desert pictures. Okay? March 13th. Land of Lost Gloves. Now wait for it. Wait for it. Bada bingo. Historic Route 66 roadkill? I hope not. Mind you, Tom Hanks at this point is living in Albuquerque, shooting a movie right down there called Dios, D-I-O-S, I believe. Historic Route 66, the same place where Isaac Kappy was killed, and he was finished off by a truck. The tossing him off a 20-foot bridge didn't kill him. Getting run over by the Ford truck is what finished Isaac Kappy off. Isaac Kappy was roadkill on historic Route 66, as I just showed you. And then here you go. So I want to point this out right here. This date, April 4th, is 42 days between the day that Tom Hanks posted this and the day Isaac Kappy died. Or was notified that he died. There's so much more here. I'm going to have to make a second part. I won't get it all in one video. Isaac Kappy was 42 when he died. Tom Hanks posted this picture 42 days before he died on Route 66 by being hit by a truck. What are the odds? There's a lot of odds. Again, ask Owen Benjamin about that letter I sent him. He won't respond to me now. Now everybody knows about this. So this is the day that he died, May 13th. And on May 13th, Tom Hanks posted the picture of a red handkerchief, also known as the red scarf. Now some of you are going to go, well, what the heck about the red scarf? What does that matter? In this video, I explain it in detail. This is about the suicides of Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain, which all happened within like 2 days of each other by the same thing. They both hung themselves with a red scarf on a doorknob, and both of their partners knew ahead of time this was happening, and both of their partners, this guy's David Spade's brother, and then Asia Argento, both signaled in publicly that they knew about it by signaling something. I think Asia Argento wore a torn shirt with a thing around her neck with a guy that had a thing around his neck. You can go check all this stuff out. It's in these videos. This one explains what the theory about the red scarf is. And now a lot of people at the beginning said that this video would not play for them. It would not buffer. Everybody else said the same thing, having buffering problems with your vids. So when this was released, you were not allowed to watch it. Here's the original video that did Tom Hanks in. I don't want to cover this. I just want to leave the link. I want to point out that Tom Hanks knew this was happening. They plugged the leak on May 13th with the red handkerchief. Now, I have to cut a second part to this video because Isaac Kappy died by outing this guy right here, Seth Green. And we have all focused on Tom Hanks, which is what we should do. Okay, but Tom Hanks was not the target originally for Isaac Kappy. Steven Spielberg was, and Seth Green. So I'm going to cut a second part. I'm going to explain all the rest of this stuff. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Until next time, this is Bill Smith. Thanks for watching.